Hey there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Evan Edinger, and today we're doing a bit more Reddit content. I found a really good Ask Reddit thread the other day. Non-Americans of Reddit, what is something that's popular in the US that you wish was more popular where you're from? I feel like we can get some really interesting stuff from this little Reddit thread, so strap yourselves right on in, let's jump in. Also, by the way, today's video is sponsored by NordVPN. You'll hear more about them at the end of the video. All right, the most upvoted thing people say is popular in the US that they wish was popular where they're from. Going to the bathroom in a public space without having to pay money really pisses me off sometimes. Absolutely, 100%, there's no question, do not leave any comments. The answer is yes, this should be a thing everywhere. And before you go, well, who's gonna pay to clean the toilets? There's gotta be people doing it. You just think these people work for free? Do you think that the windows of any building aren't cleaned because we, the consumer, aren't tipping the window cleaners or the people that sweep or vacuum at night? These people are paid by the building owners who are making a killing on this horrible property market anyway. So calm your tits. Yeah, I do think that bathrooms should be free. Otherwise, expect more pee in the streets, okay? And this person has literally never heard this before. What? You have to pay to use the bathroom? I do just want to note, even the first person, they did say bathroom, which is the American word, and I feel like, I know most people in England say toilet, which still makes me feel weird, because when people say like, I washed my hands in the toilet, I'm like, that's pretty gross. It just means in the room with the toilet. I still think it's weird, but either way. Breakfast food available after 10:30 a.m. Yes, that should be a thing. I hate that it stops at 10:30. Sometimes people go to 11, I'm like, oh, blessed be, I can actually get my waffle. But I love a good 24/7 diner as a Jersey boy, so yes, I would like to see a lot more breakfast food available after 10:30 a.m. Yeah, and top reply to this as well, talking about a little family diner. Absolutely, my culture. I forget what it's called, but the blender inside the kitchen sink that makes the food waste into a smoothie instead, you have to fish it out with clumps with your hand. Yes, also do not call it a smoothie. Bad imagery, but what is it called, a garbage disposal? Please. Those used to terrify me as a kid because I'd heard horror tales of like someone reaching their hand in to get their wedding ring and then, well, they don't need a wedding ring anymore because their finger is gone. But yeah, garbage disposals are like such a quality of life thing for cleaning. I hate cleaning. I hate cleaning dishes in general. But that one of those worst parts is right after you're done, you gotta pick all the stuff and gunk and the food, the spaghetti. Just no thank you. Just turn a little button, grinds it up, goes into your system. Beautiful, thank you. Pureed grosse. I do speak French. Yo, what do you call that sink blender again? I do like the name sink blender, and I wish they had them here. I'm assuming they do, but I'm assuming they're like stupid expensive. American, but I dated a German girl in college. I took her to Fuddruckers for lunch. I already like where this is going. One day, and she became obsessed with, not interested in, obsessed with Fuddruckers, with their burgers. Her family came to visit a few months later, and she made me take them all out to Fuddruckers too. This is bizarre. Fuddruckers, if you guys aren't aware, imagine Subway, but burgers. Subway burger, but it's called Fuddrucker. Literally every single one of them became obsessed with their burgers too. Is this hail corporate? What's going on here? It was like watching this group of proud and noble Europeans become slovenly Americans before my very eyes. I was so proud of myself. So basically what you're saying is, according to you, an American who dated a German, the Germans just want more American burgers. Maybe. I will say one of my top burgers in the entire world I've ever had is at a place called Burgermeister in Berlin. Oh, insanely good American burgers. Oh, God. Even when a thread says non-Americans of Reddit, we've got comments from American in Japan here. Good Mexican food. Oh my God. I feel like this spoke to me. Don't even say in Japan. Anywhere. You just can't get good Mexican food anywhere in this hemisphere. It is a tragedy, and people say they could do Mexican food. You ever heard of tortilla? It's like a nice little chain, and it is dreadful. It is British people taking a good cuisine and making it brown, beige, and disgusting. I'm sorry, but I'm also not sorry. Mexican food again, and the little grocery store / deli shops in every corner. Oh, I do miss a deli so much. I don't know why I said mish. I miss it so much. Walking systems. I'm sorry, in Chicago, everyone walks on the right. You try and get in the left, and you get slapped back in your lane. We're animals in Ireland. Really, in Ireland? You guys don't have a system? I personally always stay to the right side, because is that from my upbringing? I do find that sometimes I have that awkward fight where I'm like, I'm going to the right, but I think in the UK, do people mostly go left? We have a system in the UK at least, okay? You can say you want standing systems, but the British have kind of like really figured that stuff out, okay? Like they know where to stand and they know where to queue, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's kind of a beautiful art, if you will. Street food that doesn't cost a lot of money. Okay, interesting. I hate the fact that in the UK, especially London/Birmingham, 99% of street food is deemed to be as pretentious as possible. Oh, one of those things where you get like the super pretentious grilled cheese sandwich with the elemental cheese and a little bit of herbs. Just give me a freaking grilled cheese, all right? Get it $3 at a Friendly's. Calm down. Everything's gotta be sprinkled with Parmesan, truffle oil, whatever. Does not mean it is allowed to be charged as much as inside of a restaurant. Kind of. If you put truffle oil in something, I am a basic bitch. I will gobble that up and I will throw an extra pound or 8, okay? I just put truffle in my veins. Give it to me. No, I don't want to eat a secret spiced beef rib from a cardboard box with rosemary salted french fries for 14 quid in the rain. I'd rather have a half-decent burrito for 4 pounds. Yes. Except make it decent, less half-decent, thank you. Not exactly a popular thing, but I'm jealous of the land space in America. Like, you see videos where folk have very large houses and decent-sized yards. I live in Scotland, and the average family are lucky enough to have a patch of garden. That is a pro and a con, though. As much as, honestly, yes, it would be great to have yourself a detached home in a little suburb and have so much land and places for your kids to play. As someone who watches a lot of this style content about city planning, talk about my boy, Not Just Bikes, collab soon, my man, either way. Yeah, the system in the US that you might think, wow, that's so great, I wish we had that over here with all of the land. It is kind of like writing checks for the future that they can't cash. The system will break eventually because maintaining that many detached homes with so much land so far apart, with all the pipes, electricity, all the infrastructure, the US is not doing a good job at it. And with all that land that you have for your individual home, you don't really have much sense of a community. You might have a homeowners association, but your children can't really walk anywhere. It's a barren wasteland of parking lots and bad-looking sidewalks with no trees. As much as I loved growing up in a suburb of a suburb of a suburb of a city, I've now grown to realize how much I truly appreciate how much I can just walk anywhere I want to go now, to get food, to do anything. I don't need to have a car, because it's also beautiful just to walk places. So yeah, as much as I'd love a bit more extra land, just like they have in the US, I think we do have a bit of a better system here if you think about it more than just the space amount. Oh, absolutely. Here we have a truly great and protective National Parks Service. I'm Australian and we have plenty of sacred and special areas of land, but they're slowly and surely being exploited by fossil fuel companies. Ugh. That makes me so angry. I've watched a couple videos from Friendly Jordies where he talks about how corrupt the certain party in Australian government is about just destroying natural areas and trying to give them to buddies to build up and stuff. It's dreadful, but that is one thing that was instilled to me as an American growing up in the educational system is the national parks. Thank God Teddy Roosevelt was so obsessed with them because we do have some really, really beautiful giant national parks that are like super protected. It's the one thing we've gotten right. 24/7 diners. I don't know if they actually exist, but they sound awesome. Of course they exist. I know that it doesn't sound like the most ideal place to visit in America, but you visit New Jersey, you will find a diner every single block, okay? Little family-run place, 24/7, get your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, giant menu, delicious, any time of day, and a lovely little face, all right? From a server or something, making $2.13 an hour. That's the negative, but the diners, oh God, that is my big one. Proper good buffalo sauce. Actually, I'm about to blow your mind here. Any restaurant in Australia that offers buffalo sauce is homemade and it doesn't taste like buffalo sauce, just a red/orange sauce. The other day, I just found you can get Frank's Red Hot sauce in the UK. And that is, for the most part, really good buffalo sauce for dipping your wings in or coating your wings in. So not a hashtag ad, but if you want good buffalo sauce, get some Frank's Red Hot. It's good, and it's what I wanted when I want the taste of buffalo. It just doesn't exist, that flavor, in UK cuisine. People don't know about it. If you like sriracha, pick yourself up some Frank's Red Hot and thank me later, okay? Unlimited coffee refills, is that a good thing? That sounds unhealthy, all right? James Hoffman has just left the chat. I'm so sorry. Brazilian here. I've always wanted to go to the movies in a drive-in theater. They have those in the UK. I think there's a couple of those I've seen. The idea of watching movies in your car seems comfortable and fun. And if I'm not mistaken, we do have some of those, but it's not very popular. I guess you could say that here. They're not also that popular in the US. I know in my home state, there was like one in Runnymede. Maybe there was another one in my area, but for the most part, within like 50 miles, there is one you can drive to, but I don't have a car here, so like, even if I did know one nearby, what am I gonna do? Wow, another one for diner culture. This makes me really happy, because last time I talked about diners on this channel, British people were like, "Don't you mean a cafe? What's so bloody great about your stupid diner?" Everyone wants a diner, okay? Wooden, greasy spoons, stuff. Thrift shops. Excuse me? Well, so many thrift shops in the UK. There's loads of them. Open your eyes. Well, you might not be from the UK, but I know the UK has quite a few. Air conditioning, I would agree. I'm just gonna throw it out there. Every time I agree with this, people get angry and they say it's bad for the environment, and I'm like, so is existing as a human, okay? Let me be cold for once, thank you. Peanut butter, oh, yes, absolutely. Peanut butter exists in the UK, and you might be thinking this is a weird one to bring up, but I actually sometimes smuggle in some American peanut butter from abroad, because it's smoother. In the UK, they do this thing where they have it separate because it's natural and healthy. Screw you with your stupid liquid peanut butter. I want my Jif, I want my Skippy, I want my diabetes. I've watched a lot of Man vs. Food, all the food he eats on there. I love the look of American food, especially the unhealthy stuff. I mean, it is nice every once in a while to get one of those crazy little things, but wow, it is surprising how most of the stuff here seems to pertain around food. It's nice to have in moderation, but if the only thing you had available was like crazy fatty foods, probably not the best, but it would taste great. Well, this is probably one of the best segues I've ever had given to me on a silver platter, but you know what's popular in the US that I wish was more popular other places? Well, having a good movie selection on streaming sites without having to use a VPN. But for those of us that don't live in the US, we can pretend with today's video sponsor, NordVPN. Yes, the fastest, the greatest of all the VPNs. Hey, I'm just saying, if you don't live in the US, you might as well, so that way you can get access to all those films they get to watch. We don't get a lot of selection here, okay? You get a very small amount on the old telly, and it's not really that great. So, click of a button, change your browsing location, but even better, if you're in the US and you're like, well, I'm pretty satisfied. No, now you can watch all the UK stuff, and German stuff, and Australian stuff. You know, like Around the Twist, everyone's favorite show. So, thank you to today's video sponsor, NordVPN. If you go to nordvpn.com/Evan and use code Evan at checkout, you can get a 2-year plan, 1 month for free, huge discount. Come on, do yourself a favor, get yourself a VPN. Thank you for hooking me up with that amazing comment here, but it would be nice, wouldn't it, if you didn't have to use a VPN. But those are the worlds we live in right now, so thanks, Nord. Next up, cereal. We don't have any breakfast cereal in Nepal, only dumb Kellogg's cornflakes and Chocos. Well, God, yeah, American cereal, we just know how to make a delicious dessert and call it cereal. I have now recently changed after having that cereal video I did the other day. It's delicious, it's so sweet, but I can't imagine allowing my kid to eat so many of those cereals because it's so much sugar, but they are so tasty. As an American, I gotta say, it's really nice reading all these. It's nice for a change to be reminded of all the good stuff we do have. Well, what a nice little wholesome comment. Especially considering next week's video I'm uploading is on the Shit Americans Say, Part 2, bringing it right back around. Subscribe if you have not yet, because that video will be in your sub feed next Sunday. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and if you want to watch another similar video, I've got this other Reddit one here to tickle your fancy. Thanks so much for stopping on by, and hopefully I'll see you guys here next Sunday. Goodbye.